Hello everyone, it's Vicky here, and for today's recipe I thought we'd make a cake. So we haven't made a cake for a while, and I've got a really special one for you today. This is what I call the world's most dangerous cake, because it literally takes less than 8 minutes to make this cake, and even better, there's hardly any washing up because we make it in a cup. So it's the ultimate cupcake. Less than 8 minutes to a chocolate cake. What could be better? Okay, so this cake is so easy to make because we don't even need any weighing scales. Here are all my ingredients. But what we do instead of weighing everything is we use a measuring spoon. So everything is measured in tablespoons. That's really easy. So the first thing we're going to do, and like I said, we're going to make it in the cup. So we need 4 tablespoons of self-raising flour. We need 4 tablespoons of caster sugar. And we need 2 tablespoons of cocoa. Now it needs to be proper cocoa like this, not drinking chocolate, but proper just plain, just chocolate basically, chocolate powder. And I want 2 tablespoons, so just to show you how we measure that out. And the other thing when you're using cocoa is remember to sieve it because it can be a bit lumpy. So make sure you give it a sieve. So 1, 2. So that's all the dry goods. That's all the dry things. Just going to give it a mix. Can you see that? Okay, next we need to add an egg. Now can you see everything's all combined? Okay, so everything's all combined. Now we need to add the egg. I've got my egg here. So let's just put the egg in. In goes the egg. And I'm going to mix the egg in now. Now normally in a cake, whoops, making a mess. Normally in a cake you would use butter or something like that as the fat to mix the cake, but we're going to use oil and milk in this one, so you don't need to be worrying about getting the butter all mixed in. So like I say, it's really easy. And the other thing I should have mentioned, which makes this cake really easy even for children to make, is we make it in the microwave. So what have we got here? 8 minutes to a chocolate cake, no washing up, and you make it in the microwave. Gosh, it gets better and better. Okay, there we go. There's the egg mixed in, so it's looking a bit more like a cake now. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of milk. Now I've got this rather nifty little measuring cup that measures small quantities. If you haven't got one of those, just use your measuring spoon. In goes the milk, 3 tablespoons, and I also need 3 tablespoons of oil. Now I'm just going to use sunflower oil. You can use whatever oil you've got to hand. In goes that. 3 tablespoons. And of course using oil means that the cake isn't going to stick. So I'm going to put that in. There we go. Mix it in. Be careful now because there's a lot of liquid in there now. I don't want it sloshing everywhere. Okay. Being very careful. Quite a lot of liquid in there, but that's how it should be. It's fine. But you do have to mix it very carefully. Now it's only filling about half the cup because of course it will rise during cooking. If we filled it up, it'd be everywhere. So, there we go. Can you see? You could use a little whisk if you've got a little whisk. I just prefer my little scraper. There, can you see? That's how it needs to look. Now, the recipe also says put in some chocolate chips. Now, I didn't have any chocolate chips, so I'm going to improvise here. And that's a good thing about cooking. You can sometimes do that. So I've just got some pieces from a chocolate bar, and it's better to use dark chocolate, but obviously we can't put these great big lumps in, so I just need to chop it with a knife. Oops. And be careful when you're chopping chocolate because you can end up with it all over the kitchen. But But if it's quite firm, maybe have it out of the fridge. It's going more like flakes, this is. Just chop it all up into small chunks or like this, flakes, and this will add a bit of extra texture, a bit of extra flavour to the cake. Okay, so there we have the chocolate all chopped up. So I need to put this in. Just carefully getting all the chocolate in there. Told you this was dangerous. There we go. Mix that in. And the final ingredient is some vanilla. Just a tiny little splash of vanilla extract. Can't open it. Oops. Oh dear. Okay, got that off eventually. And of course I'm getting covered in chocolate because that's what you do when you're working with chocolate. Just a couple of drops, carefully. In fact, I'll put it in there because it's so dangerous. This is quite strong. So just a couple of drops. That's all it needs. And we mix it in. Then all it needs to do is go into the microwave. Now, obviously microwaves are all different strengths, different powers. So depending on the strength of your microwave will determine how long you cook it for. Now, if you've got a 1000-watt oven, you probably only need about 3 minutes. If you've got a less powerful oven, maybe it needs 4 or 5 minutes, but you'll know your oven. But just go on the basis it's 3 minutes for a 1000-watt oven. Wow, with 2 minutes to go, and look at it, it's already coming up to the top of the cake, the cup. So this is going to be good. So here we have the cake after just 5 minutes in the microwave. It did rise up above the edge, but as it's cooled, it's flopped back down. And you notice I can pick the cake up, I can pick the cup up without a towel or anything. And that's the beauty of doing things in a microwave, because the actual container doesn't get hot, or it shouldn't. If it does, don't use it in the microwave. But there you have it, 8-minute chocolate cake in the microwave, no washing up. What could be better?